Have you ever just been in the hankering for something? You're just craving that one little thing. Like, what is it? Am I craving something sweet? Am I craving something salty? Am I craving something, I don't know, maybe a burger from Five Guys, and it just sounds like it's gonna hit the right spot? Well, have you ever wondered if that struggle that you're feeling is actually calling to you in something natural, telling you something natural about your body, or is it something spiritual? Well, we're going to explore that here in this episode today and hopefully bring some clarity to determine when you're experiencing a spiritual battle over your food and when it could be just something natural that you're missing. Hello, friends, and welcome to the Freedom Table podcast. I'm Renee Rasheva, and if we're just meeting for the first time, well, I lost weight in 2018 in what really felt like a supernatural way. The Lord came and He showed me what to eat and what not to eat. And He gave me the power to do it. Like, it literally came with this umption and gumption of oh my gosh, I get to do this. I'm excited to do this and I want to do it. And when I did, I stepped into it and I was surprised and amazed at how the way He showed me to eat felt like amazing. And I felt like the food noise and all of the cravings and all of the things, they started to quiet down, and it was miraculous. And I started to lose the weight. It felt like natural, but supernatural. So I'm glad you're here because if you're struggling, the Lord doesn't want to just do this little amazing blessing breakthrough for me. He wants to do it for you. And I'm excited if you guys have been joining along and have been coming, listening to the podcast. It is really such a joy to have you here. And it's such an honor that the Lord would bless me with you. I don't see it as something light, or I don't see it as something little. I see it as a huge honor and a huge blessing. And I just pray that you are served well here, and served well in the comments, and served well just by the presence of God in this channel. I just really pray that His presence is leading you, is guiding you. And maybe you haven't had much experience with the presence of God, but I just pray that while you're watching, you just feel something different in your heart, something different in your spirit, something coming alive. And if that's you, I want you to know that He's actually here with you, and He's drawing you, and He's leading you, and He cares for you. So we are today diving into it's Nutritional Wednesday, so we focus more on the natural instead of the spiritual, but there is always a spiritual component. We're going to start off here. I'm going to share with you about my drink because this is a new recipe that I've tried, and I love it. It's actually, I think, a really great option if you want just kind of a calming, nighttime, unwind kind of thing. I don't think it's I don't mean in terms of any spiritual sense, but just it's delicious and is actually anti-inflammatory for your body and just helps bring some calmness in your organs and all of that. So this is coconut milk, and it's got turmeric and some cinnamon. I put some pumpkin pie spice, but I did a lot of cinnamon. I like a good bit of cinnamon. And then a little bit of honey heated up. And I use that coconut creamy milk, not that other stuff for in the box. I get it in the can, and it is absolutely delicious. And I highly recommend it. If you haven't tried something like this and your normal go-to, a lot of times my go-to is actually black tea, and I want to stay away from that later throughout the day. And so I'm opting for this. So I highly recommend it if you're interested. So now, today, the topic, we are getting into the fact that sometimes your fight and your battle, for sure, is spiritual. And we've been going over that in the last couple episodes. If you haven't watched it, I encourage you to watch them. They're on Monday. We've talked about different things with it, all about the spiritual battle and the spiritual side of things. But there's actually a natural side to things. And I don't want you to misunderstand that absolutely every area of this weight loss battle is just spiritual. 100% it is spiritual, and 100% I believe that one of the main answers is the power of God within us to help us walk in our victory. But There is a natural side to things. And the reality is that our body craves things. And God made our body special. He made our body perfect, right? When he made Adam and Eve, he said it was good. He was very pleased with what he made. And he said that it was very good. We would love to take a quick break to tell you about this opportunity. In 2018, the Lord helped me lose weight in what felt like a supernatural way. It felt like it was just melting off of me, and I ended up losing 40 pounds. And so I've put together a free ebook that I believe the Lord wants to give to you. It's got 5 truths to your effortless weight loss. And in that book, I share the one biblical truth that the Lord showed me that helped me really step out of striving and step into an ease of his grace to walk in freedom for my weight loss. And I believe he has the same for you. We also have it in an audiobook version. So I encourage you to click the link below in the comments or go to www.feastingin.eden.com to pick up your free ebook today. It says that he gave us everything in the garden that is delicious, it's delightful, and it's pleasing for our bodies. It's good for our bodies. And so our bodies were created to know exactly how to function. And God also made everything on the earth to fit like a puzzle piece. So imagine you're putting a puzzle piece together and your body has all of these cells and it needs all of these things. It needs the connecting pieces to go together. But maybe you've not put all the pieces in. Maybe you've just filled out the outline. You have half of it there. Well, what happens is the puzzle is incomplete. You don't see the full picture and it's not whole. It's not made in the right way. And you see, that's kind of a very, very elementary way of showing you that our body has building blocks that are waiting and relying on things from the earth that God made. And this drink, for example, has turmeric in it and is super great for us. It's got anti-inflammatory properties. I actually did put a little bit of black pepper in here as well for some absorption into our body, and all of the cinnamon and the healthy fats in here. This is really great as a way to build up our body. And God made what made us, and then he made all of these amazing things in creation to give us what we need. The reality is that you might not be getting those things. And that, my friends, is a big key to your weight loss, because if you realize what you're not getting, and what your body is needing, then the cravings, the fight, and the pull in the natural in our bodies actually can silence and stop. God made your body to be able to feel full. God didn't make your body to be able to just continue to pile on the pounds and to continue to have excess weight. And here's the deal, friends. I like to tell people, when you're overweight or you're struggling with weight, I just want to encourage you first, for a moment in your identity. You're not a fat, lazy slob. And when people do fat shaming, I'm not into that. Because here's the reality, is that your body is just showing, if we have any excess weight, our body is simply showing us that what we're putting into it is actually more than what our body can handle. And it goes and it stores in fat cells, and it makes excess weight, it makes excess problems in our body, it bears on our organs, and it makes it difficult for movement and for so many things. God never created your body to be like that. God created your body to be beautiful and to work optimally. And he designed the foods in the earth to help create that and to do that. So what's the issue? Right, Renee? You told me it's spiritual these last couple times, but now you're telling me there's a natural component. Yes, because the reality is that the food companies, they're kind of the villain in this whole story. I think they are. The food companies want to make a quick buck, and the food companies don't want to honor integrity of what's in ingredients and what they're putting inside of it. You see, the farmers have about 5 crops that are subsidized, that are government subsidized, and that the government pays for them to produce. And the food companies, they make bank on this because then these 5 foods are cheap. And so it's corn, soy, wheat, and I'll have to get back to you on the other two. But the big ones are corn, soy, and wheat. And out of all these crops, the food companies now are on a mission. How can we make all of these crops into all different kinds of components to craft all different kinds of foods to make all different kinds of things that people are used to doing? It's a science project. It's an art project. It's something that they have created out of 5 ingredients. And if you go on the back of your packages, you're going to see that all of these things are made out of corn syrup, corn meal, corn starch, corn this, corn that, soy this, soy that. And all of these things are now conglomerated to make your lasagna or to make your tomato paste or your soup or whatever it is. I'm just throwing some things out there. And while they're doing that, they are stripping the corn and all of these things of their ingredients and of their nutrients. And now they're filling it in with other things like sugar. They're like refined cane sugar, guys. That's what I'm talking about. They're filling it in with all these other things. And now you've got this slurry and this paste of nothing, and they're giving it to you. Let's think of it as like pre-digested food. You know how birds, when they have a baby, they go and they find the worm, they chew it up, they process it, and then they give it to the baby. Well, that's exactly, my friends, what the food companies have done with the food on our shelves. They have pre-digested your food, and they're giving it back to you and telling you, hey, be full. And here's the problem. Here's where the natural things come into play in your body, is that your body is still crying out for nutrients. My body is still crying out for things that are in here, or things that are in my carrots as a whole form, or things that are in all of my salads, or things that are in the corn cob, like the corn on the cob. You see, God made the corn, but God didn't make the corn slurry. God made the wheat, but God didn't make all the wheat particles to be broken down in the way that they were. And can I say, God made sugar. He made corn, cane sugar. He made them in the corn stalk, but he didn't make the refined processed sugars. He made it in a cane stalk. And that cane stalk is super hard. I've been actually to the Dominican Republic, and I've watched them cut down in the cane fields, and it's literally hard. If you go to gnaw on that, your body will have so much fiber to work through that sugar is not going to process the same in your body. And so sugar is not sugar. We'll get to that in another episode. But the reality is that God didn't make all these slurries in these little parts. He made them in the whole form to help nourish your bodies. And so if you are feeling this pull to overeat the donuts, to overeat a whole sleeve of Oreos or the Doritos, the reason is because you can eat one. It sounds delicious, and we'll get into other episodes what it does in our brain and how it lights everything up. But the reality is that it is trained to make you want it, but then because it doesn't have nutrients in it, your body can't stop. Your body says, oh, wait, eat more. You're not full. And the signal for your body to stop, it doesn't stop. So if you find, oh, I can't stop overeating, like because I'm not full. I'm always hungry. Well, there's a problem, and the problem is made by our good old food companies that have been making bank because of the cheap corn, soy, and wheat products that are keeping you bound. And my friends, it's true. Your body has needs. If you are craving a burger around your cycle, then actually you might just be needing iron and red meat. And it's okay. Eat some red meat. Go get what your body needs, but get it in the whole form. And once you get it in the whole form and you figure out what it needs in the whole form, you will stop going back for more, and the cravings, I promise you, they will stop. So friends, I hope this encourages you. Let me know in the comments, do you notice a difference when you eat processed foods versus whole foods? Or what how much are you on a processed, semi-processed food diet? Are most of the things that you get the like prepackaged and halfway? I'd love to hear in the comments to hear where you're at. And maybe there's a breakthrough for you in the comments because we can talk about what it is that could be holding you back in the natural realm and what your body might not be getting. So friends, I am so grateful you're here. It is with such a great joy that we have you here. And I just want to share just one really quick thing since you've stayed along till the end. I mean, I'm sure you deserve a reward for that, is that we are going to be launching very soon. We have something special that we're planning in the next coming week. Next week is Thanksgiving, and we just want to have some time sharing about feasting and all of that kind of stuff. And then we have some special things coming down the pipeline. So I just encourage you to keep tuning in and keep showing up to the podcast because you won't want to miss what we have in store for you. So I look forward to seeing you, friends, in the next podcast episode. And we thank you again for joining us.